good evening, folks. Time for some Doctor News from in and around the universe. So much news, and especially that, well, then again, if you're in the universe right now, you're probably kind of sad because Peter Capaldi is leaving the role. And the only way you could not know that if you spent the last week with your head so far stuck up your butt that all the king's horses and all the king's men and all the doctors and nurses at your local hospital and all the KY in Kentucky could not get it out. That's the only way you could not know this, because it's been all over the media like, oh gosh, it was like flash powder. Well, boom, it was like a bang. It just shot out. It was the shot heard around the internet. Now, lots and lots of weird things are already going around. Matter of fact, there's a lot of folks, if you've ever heard of the mysterious Kit 41. Now, Kit 41 is a username on a particular board that I don't like to mention, that when they were about to announce Peter Capaldi, put out a cryptic message saying, expect a lot older, way called doctor, and blah, blah. He basically described Peter. But now, according to this particular source, well, apparently we might be getting a little bit of brush off, because according to this particular source, they're hearing an actively young and female at this time is being looked at for the doctor. Someone who was approached in December. There were no auditions. Apparently, there will be an announcement program in March, and this series is going to be lead up to how and why Peter regenerates, or his incarnation of the Doctor. Also, but one other cryptic thing this particular source said, no, it's Kit 10. Sorry, Kit 10. I don't know why I said Kit 41. Kit 10. Well, he also said Peter was, and this is in quotes, encouraged to leave. And the thing is, I strongly believe that too. I don't care what you say. They have never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never put out a survey where suddenly there's this whole section that is just dedicated to to how do you feel about the Peter's role or his performance as the Doctor, blah, blah, blah. How do you see, to me, that's just dirty pool. I think what they did was they said, well, Peter, new guys are coming in. I know you really like to stay, but the audience doesn't want you. See this poll? And I guarantee you they fixed the numbers. So it didn't matter either way how the poll actually came out. Somebody sat down and doctored it. That's my theory. And that's why Peter suddenly out of nowhere went from, I want to stay for a long time. Matter of fact, he was telling sources I knew that he was staying, apparently. And then all of a sudden he came out of left field out here on BBC Radio 2 the other day, and bam, he's not going anymore. He's not staying anymore. He's going. Sorry. I had a lapse there because there's part of me that's like brain freezes because he does. I don't want Peter Capaldi to leave. There's no reason for him to leave. And it's just nuts. It really is. Okay, sorry, I don't like to edit, but actually, it's a nifty thing they have here on Zoom now called, oh, looky, it's called the pause button, because I had forgotten 2 articles. So you might have noticed, oh, my God, it looked like he edited that bastard. Hypocrite. No. All right, but let's get into it real quick, all right? This is what I forgot. Gallifrey Forever 97, a.k.a. my buddy Reese, put these up on his Twitter account the other day. Apparently, this is what the sun is going with. Get ready look at this. Get down, Lily. Sorry, you all saw Lily there. Ain't she cute? All right. Dr. Christ, did the BBC force out Capaldi after a rating slump? There was no rating slump. I'm not kidding. Dr. Mysterio, just this past Christmas, opened up the record numbers on BBC America. And I don't know where the F in hell they're getting 4.5 million viewers average. Come on, he was averaging still around 7 million viewers. So right here, all they did was they took the lowest rated episodes, bunched them together. Even Tennant never went as low as 6.5. So where the hell they're getting the average at? See, it don't make any damn sense. Well, we added up, blah, 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 and then we went, had a circle jerk behind closed doors, and these are the numbers we came up with. So once again, the Sun, I love this. They're way late. They're a day late, and they're $1 short. Sorry, too late. You should have been in there to tell your bullshit story about how he left a couple days ago. You freaking yellow journalist jackasses. I'm not kidding. It's just beyond me. But thank you, Reese, for putting those up. Just to give you an example of how these vultures come swilling in. Okay, new Doctor Who boss Chris Chibnall will lead the hunt for Peter Capaldi's replacement. This is over on the Radio Times. He said he's taking a holiday after Broadchurch starts before he comes to grips with a new show. He said, get ready for this. He'll lead the search for the 13th Doctor when he begins work on the show later this year. Later this year. This is not good. He has not yet been able fully to dedicate himself to Doctor Who. He hadn't started yet on the show. All his energies were focused on Series 3 of Broadchurch, and the series has been shot, but Chris Chibnall said he's still working on the editing of the 8-part story, which sees Tennant and Olivia Colman's detective investigate a violent rape. Now, it's also understood Chibnall is keen to leave Stephen Moffat and Peter Capaldi as much freedom as possible to make their final series of Doctor Who, quote-unquote, unhindered, according to key figures. Now, here's the problem. If this is true, all right, this is right here. Chibnall's series is slated to begin filming early next year. Early next year, with a likely broadcast in the autumn of 2018. So the one source that was telling us Doctor Who's going back to fall is true. They nailed that dead on. And once again, another freaking gap year. And they wonder why the show's going under. I'm sorry. This has gotten to be ridiculous. It's like musical when the show is going to be on. Da, 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 this month. Da, 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 next year to be this season. Da, da. It's this freaking split season shit is what's pretty much killing the show. And they don't even realize it. And I hate to say it, but it did begin with the Moffat era. Why is it that RTD and Julie Gardner could pump out 4 years solid of, let me see, Doctor Who, Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, and not one so much missed year? Not one. But then all of a sudden, Jackass McQuack comes in, and I really, they're going to say it's my fault. I'm a Moffat basher, but this is true. That's when the split series began. Then that's right there is what killed your numbers. It has nothing to do with the show itself. That's what I'm thinking. I think that's, not necessarily that alone, but I think it's a big factor in it. Okay, Peter Capaldi reveals who wants to replace him as the Time Lord. He says Francis de la Tour. I got a laugh out of that. Word also is going around that apparently, heck, I just skipped right past it, didn't I? I had this all lined up, and I was like, oh, man. Chibnall's looking at somebody on his shows. Bookies are fancying, once again, Ben Whishaw, Wycott, James Norton, and Russell Tovey. The problem is these are all names that have come up 1,000 times before. Okay, right now James Norton's at 9-1, Whishaw and Laura Pulver at 10-1. Laura Pulver's been on that list I don't know how many times. And thankfully, no, not Donald Trump. No, okay. So, all right, Chibnall said he's looking at somebody that is on his show. And like I said, I skipped right over it, and I'm a dumbass. But, well, just to give you an idea what's going on, it's mayhem. This is the Mirror. Go check it out if you want. I don't know. All right, moving on. Capaldi, Peter Capaldi, Doctor Who, and his behind-the-scenes humanity. The thing is this. Peter bent over backwards for the fans. Like, a lot of the reasons why he's wearing this particular outfit the way he is and all that is because he wanted something that would be easier for the kids to replicate without having to go out and break their mom and dad's bank or killing all their allowance. That's just among the other things. Like I said, everybody remember when he went to San Diego Comic-Con and went out walking on the floor, taking selfies with people, signing autographs for free? For free. How many other doctors can you name that did that? 0. Matter of fact, he went up and down the queue going into his own panel, taking selfies with the line and people in the line. How many other doctors can do that? Peter Capaldi in Doctor Who was a wasted opportunity. That's right. This is over on GQ magazine. All right, when the BBC put Peter Capaldi in TARDIS, it was a statement of intent. At least most viewers hoped it was. And it goes into more here. I'm going to leave this one for you to read because it tells a really good story. It was a wasted opportunity. I think it was. I think they could have went another year. I think they could have went a lot further. I think, Peter really never got a chance to develop the character, maybe the way he wanted to. We'll find out more about 4 or 5 years after he's gone, because that's how it usually trends. You probably won't find out the real story about why he left. And like I said, look at Eccleston. He's only now in the last couple of years told about why he left back in 2005. Now, why Matt Smith would not return as Doctor Who, should not return unless it's a cameo. Once again, there's people out there like Eve Miles and all that shouting for even Paul McGann to return. I want Paul McGann to return just on the show. You can't just do it, oh, look, he's going to regenerate into Paul McGann. Otherwise, that gets confusing. Same case scenario with Matt Smith. I don't think you should have another guy who was once the Doctor just beam him back in going, okay, look, I'm the Doctor again. Confusing as hell. Okay, UK and US start date confirmed for Doctor Who Series 10. All you guys have been watching this particular show know, from what we've heard, it was going to probably be April 15th because Peter slipped and said April, and then the BBC came down on him like a bag of hammers for some dumb reason because he wasn't supposed to reveal that right now. And, of course, everybody pretty much said it's got to be April 15th because that puts it on Easter weekend. Okay, Doctor Who Series 10 finally has a confirmed air date, and guess what? I forgot to take that article out of the lineup. My fault. All right, David Tennant conducted a phone interview with BBC Radio 4's World at One program, and he chatted with host Martha Kearney about his time in the role of Doctor Who, and he spoke about the current Doctor, Peter Capaldi's decision to quit the TARDIS. And he said, all right, talking about Peter, he said, quote, he's like a wizard. He has incredible intensity, bravery, and cleverness. He was a fantastic choice, and he'll be missed. And if you want to listen to the full interview, it's right here. Just click right here. All right, Billie Piper says it's time to cast a woman. Too bad. No one gives a shit what you say anymore. All right. And over on the Daily Mash, get ready for this. The Daleks have come out and said the new Doctor should be a Dalek. I'm voting for Eric the Dalek, and you know why. Okay, so that's all I had, folks. Sorry if I was a little bit all over the place. But in light of what happened with Peter's announcement, I was going to do a news video last night, but I decided to let the dust settle a bit. And I had just got done uploading the Omega files, cap exit, as I call it. Matter of fact, I should call it cap exit gate, because I think there's going to be a lot more to this story coming out in the future about why suddenly Peter pulled a 180 on the fans and said, I'm not coming back for at the end of this next year. I'm going to pretty much call it quits, because I think he wanted to stay, and I think that the BBC execs, and you know how well studio TV execs are, at making great decisions. I think one of them came down and said, no, we want a younger, fresher Doctor to start off the new series because you suck. One of them brain dead morons, except he would have a British accent and not sound like some guy from Podunk. So that's my theory on it. I think it was an executive decision. And probably they must have somebody working from Fox Studios or something up there. Ask Chris Titus about his lovely experience with Fox. Okay, but I'm out of here for now. So everybody take care. Ta-ta. Enjoy the rest of your day. Dr. Freedom out. Yes, I'm bald. Good night.